Pawn Stars guest wanted $5,000 for a coin. Then an expert revealed it was 8 times more valuable. In the heart of Las Vegas, just off the bustling Strip, lies a small but legendary shop known around the world. Pawn Stars. The show, which has captivated audiences for over a decade, follows the daily operations of the gold and silver pawn shop, owned by the Harrison family. Rick Harrison, along with his father Richard and later his son Corey, ran the shop where people from all walks of life brought in rare, unique, or seemingly worthless items, hoping to turn them into cash. One such story, which became one of the most memorable episodes of Pawn Stars*, involved a guest who came into the shop thinking he had a valuable silver dollar, worth about $5,000 at most. What followed was a lesson in numismatics, the study and collection of coins, history, and the ever-present allure of hidden treasure. Like any other day at the gold and silver pawn shop, the bells above the door jingled as a guest walked in, clutching a small velvet bag. He wasn't dressed like a typical collector or historian. Rather, he looked like someone who had stumbled onto something interesting while going through an old attic or inherited box of memorabilia. He approached the counter where Rick Harrison was standing, flipping through a ledger. "Hey man," the guest greeted. "I've got this coin I'm trying to sell. Thought it might be worth something." Rick, always intrigued by anything that could spark a good deal, looked up. "All right, let's see what you've got." The guest carefully opened the velvet pouch and pulled out a single silver coin, placing it gently on the glass counter. Rick picked it up, squinted at it under the light, and immediately noticed something unusual. "This looks like a Morgan silver dollar," Rick murmured, turning it over in his fingers. "But this one looks different." Rick placed the coin under the magnifying lamp and adjusted the lighting. He turned to the guest. "Where'd you get this?" "My grandfather passed away recently," the guest explained. "We were cleaning out his house, found it in a cigar box with some old letters and a couple of photos. Didn't think much of it at first, but when I did a quick search online, saw some similar ones going for thousands." Rick nodded, clearly interested but cautious. "You know what year it is?" "No idea," the guest replied. "That's why I figured I'd bring it here." Rick picked up the phone and dialed a familiar number. "I need to talk to someone about a coin," he said. "Can you come down?" Soon enough, a well-known numismatic expert walked through the door. David McCarthy, a senior grader from NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, a leading third-party coin grading service. McCarthy was no stranger to the shop, having appeared on multiple episodes to assess everything from ancient Roman coins to rare American currency. Rick handed him the silver dollar under the lamp. McCarthy took one look at it, and his eyebrows shot up. "Well, this is interesting," he said, adjusting his glasses. He pulled out a loupe, a jeweler's magnifying tool, and examined the details more closely. After a few moments, he looked back at Rick and the guest. "You're looking at a 1921 S. Morgan dollar," McCarthy announced. "That's not too bad," Rick mused. "Those are pretty common." "Wait," McCarthy interrupted. "Let me finish." He pointed to part of the design on the coin. "This is actually a transitional piece." This particular example was struck with a modified die used to transition between the Morgan dollar and the Peace dollar series. Rick leaned in closer. "So it's not just a regular Morgan?" McCarthy shook his head. "No, this is a test strike. Only a handful of these were ever made. And this one, it's in pristine condition." He flipped the coin again, examining the surface. "It's graded MS-67, that's Mint State 67, which means it's virtually flawless under magnification. It's also been certified by NGC, so we can confirm its authenticity and grade. Rick whistled. That kind of grade and rarity meant the coin was extremely valuable. "How much are we talking?" the guest asked nervously. McCarthy put the coin down gently. "At auction," he said slowly, "this coin would easily fetch between $40,000 and $50,000. Silence fell over the counter. The guest blinked. "40,000? No way." Rick gave a knowing smile. "Well, buddy, you just hit the jackpot." The guest was stunned. He had walked into the shop expecting perhaps $5,000 for a coin he didn't even realize was special. Now he was holding a certified numismatic treasure worth 8 times more. Rick, ever the shrewd businessman, knew that offering full market value would be foolish. After all, the shop needed to make a profit if they were to resell the coin or hold on to it for future appreciation. "So here's how this works," Rick began. "I can offer you a fair price today, guaranteed. You walk out with cash in your hand, no waiting, no hassle. Or you can take it to auction and maybe get a little more. But there's risk involved. Auction fees, time uncertainty." The guest considered this. He wasn't a collector, just a guy who wanted to clear out some family items after a loss. The idea of going through the process of selling at auction was daunting. "What are you offering?" he finally asked. Rick paused. "I'll give you $30,000 today." The guest looked at McCarthy, who nodded. "That's a solid offer. Considering you came in thinking it was worth $5,000, that's triple." The guest exhaled deeply. "All right," he said, "let's do it." Rick smiled and extended his hand. "Welcome to the big leagues." Coins like the 1921 S. Morgan dollar are more than just pieces of metal. They are historical artifacts, tangible links to the past. Their value comes from a combination of factors. 1. Asterisk asterisk rarity asterisk asterisk. Some coins were only minted in limited quantities, especially experimental or transitional pieces like this one. 2. Asterisk asterisk condition / grade asterisk asterisk. Coins in mint condition without wear or damage are far more valuable. The MS-67 rating indicates that this coin had never circulated and had been preserved perfectly. 3. Asterisk asterisk historical significance asterisk asterisk. Transitional pieces represent a moment in time when designs were changing, often reflecting shifts in politics, economics, or culture. 4. Asterisk asterisk certification asterisk asterisk. Being certified by a reputable grading service like NGC adds credibility and increases demand among collectors. Additionally, the Morgan dollar itself has a storied background. Designed by George T. Morgan, it was minted from 1878 to 1904, then again briefly in 1921. The peace dollar replaced it that same year, making 1921 a pivotal year in U.S. coinage history. This particular coin bridged 2 eras, making it even more significant. Its existence was almost unknown outside of specialized numismatic circles, yet here it was, discovered in a dusty box and brought into a pawn shop by someone who thought they were just unloading an old keepsake. For the guest, the experience was a crash course in the unpredictable nature of value. Sometimes treasure isn't buried deep in the ground or locked away in vaults. Sometimes it's right under our noses, hiding in plain sight. Rick Harrison often says on the show, "Pawn shops are the last place you want to go, but sometimes the first place you should." This episode illustrated that perfectly. When people are downsizing, moving, or dealing with the estate of a loved one, they often don't realize the true worth of what they have. Knowledge, access to experts, and a bit of luck can make all the difference. For viewers watching at home, the story was a reminder of the importance of learning about history and collectibles. It encouraged people to ask questions, seek expertise, and never assume that something old or unfamiliar is without value. Once the deal was done, the coin joined the ever-growing inventory of high-value items behind the glass cases at the gold and silver pawn shop. Eventually, Rick decided to hold on to it rather than sell it immediately, recognizing that rare coins can appreciate significantly over time. Months later, during a follow-up segment on Pawn Stars Asterisk, the coin resurfaced when another customer came in asking about rare silver dollars. Rick proudly showed off the 1921 S. Morgan dollar, explaining its rarity and provenance. "It's still one of my favorite stories," Rick told the new guest. "Every once in a while, someone walks in with something nobody even knew existed. Makes the whole job worthwhile." Eventually, the coin sold at auction for over $60,000, exceeding even McCarthy's original estimate. It had found a home with a serious collector who appreciated its historical significance and rarity. As for the original guest, he used the money to start a small business repairing vintage electronics, inspired by the experience of discovering the beauty in old things. Stories like this are what made Pawn Stars Asterisk more than just a reality show. They were real-life treasure hunts, educational moments,